If you feel like your life is at rock bottom, watch this video until the end. This story might just be the answer you are looking for today. Once upon a time, in a small village, nestled between hills, there lived a skilled potter, known far and wide for his ability to transform rough, unassuming clay into exquisite works of art. The potter didn't just create beautiful pottery. He had an understanding of the raw materials he worked with, and the journey they had to go through to become something extraordinary. One quiet morning, while walking by the river, the potter noticed a lump of clay half buried in the mud. It was dark, heavy, and rough to the touch, far from the smooth, pliable clay he was used to. Yet, he felt an instinctive pull to pick it up. This has potential, he thought to himself as he examined it closely. Back at his workshop, the potter threw the lump onto his spinning wheel. The moment it hit the surface, the clay felt a sharp pressure, its mass being forced into motion. The potter didn't hesitate. He knew it wasn't ready. His hands worked quickly, pressing and kneading the clay with force. With every twist, the clay resisted. It was uncomfortable, almost painful. As it was pushed and pulled in every direction, it felt as though it might fall apart. The clay wanted to cry out, to scream, "Why are you doing this to me?" But it had no voice. It had no choice but to endure the constant shaping. But the potter was patient. "You're not ready yet," he murmured to the lump. "Trust me, you'll understand soon." As the clay was gradually shaped into something more defined, the potter reached for his carving tools. The sharp blades cut into the clay, stripping away parts that seemed unnecessary. With every stroke, the clay felt as if pieces of itself were being taken away, left raw and exposed. "Why must you take parts of me?" he wanted to ask. But the potter remained silent, focused on the task at hand. "Don't worry," he said quietly. "The things I remove are what would have weakened you." Once the shape was finally starting to take form, the next step was even more brutal. The potter placed the clay into the furnace, the fiery kiln glowing like the mouth of a dragon. The heat was unbearable, far more than the clay had ever known. It felt as though it were being destroyed, its structure becoming brittle and fragile. It wanted to break free to escape the burning pain, but the potter only watched from outside the kiln, keeping the fire steady. "You have to go through this," he said softly. "Only by enduring the heat will you be strong enough for what's ahead." Hours passed. The heat intensified. But when it finally stopped, the clay felt different, stronger and unyielding. The once soft lump had now been hardened and transformed into something solid. The potter carefully took the pot out of the kiln, now a rich, warm shade. But it wasn't finished yet. He dipped a brush into vibrant paints and began to decorate it, each stroke precise and purposeful. At first, the clay resisted the unfamiliar touch. "This doesn't feel right," it thought. "I was just fine, without all this extra attention." But the potter smiled as he worked, his hands steady. "You are becoming something more than you were." Once the work is done, the potter placed the finished piece on display in his shop, its intricate designs now glowing in the sunlight. A passing merchant saw it, his eyes widening at the craftsmanship. Without hesitation, he offered a great sum and bought it from the potter. The once ragged lump of clay was now a beautifully crafted piece. It was unique from the other pots that the potter had ever made. Only then did the clay understood. Every moment of pressure, every painful twist, every scorching moment in the furnace, it had all been necessary. You see, friends, life can feel like that lump of clay, rough, broken, and misunderstood. We may feel like we are being stretched, carved, or even burned by the challenges we face. But, like the potter's careful hands, God is shaping us. The pain you experience today might be preparing you for something greater than you can imagine. Trust that you are being refined, not destroyed. You are becoming something beautiful, something valuable. If you're facing hardship or uncertainty right now, remember this: trust the process. You may not understand the struggle today, but know that it is shaping you into someone stronger, more capable, and ready for your purpose. Share this with someone who might need a reminder that they are being prepared for something greater. Thanks for watching. Always stay blessed.